I want to send this word of advice to the Waziri of Adamawa, former Vice President Atiku Abubakar. Sir, you are a respected person. I am doing this video to please call upon you to do the needful. Stop thinking about yourself and start thinking about Nigeria. If you truly want to see change in this nation, the issue of insecurity, people dying of hunger and starvation, the theft that is going on, and you truly want to see change, don't think about yourself. Please, sir, do the needful. I am not saying this because I have any bias. I am a northerner just as you. But there is this gentleman power sharing agreement that has been going on. In a relationship, when people agree, do this, I will do this. It's your turn or it's my turn. Just like we do with Adashi. When it's a contribution, it's not that it is written in black and white, it's written in gold, it's written in stone. However, we are just talking that if you can just step back, stop thinking about yourself. You've got everything sorted. Even if you have to live another 100 years, you have more than enough money to spend, including your children and their children's children. This time around, I beg you, Atiku, stop thinking about yourself. At your age, you should be thinking about the upcoming generation. What else do you want? You have tried the presidency several times. And if God wanted you there, He would have given you the opportunity. I know, yes, you will remember Buhari that you tried several times, but don't forget, the last time Buhari had given up because he had tried several times. Then there was a coalition. The different parties came together. They were not coming together to do a primary. They were bringing themselves together because they were tired of Jonathan's regime that was full of corruption. So they wanted to see change. They came with a unified purpose, a unified vision to take power back, not just for the sake of taking power, but they said the corruption was too much. You remember the protests. You remember people like even Tinubu that did everything to make sure they removed Jonathan. But they were not removing Jonathan so that Tinubu can become president then, so that the people that went on the street can also become, they were not coming and everybody wants to go for the primaries. They were not doing it for a primary. There was consensus. Can't you read the body language of Nigerians? What else are you waiting for? Except if the whole idea of putting the ADC together or the coalition was for your own self. But if it's for Nigerians, Nigerians have been calling. I have made several broadcasts. I've even sung songs just to try and speak to you. And I'm not the only one. A lot of people have called you. They have advised you. Some have sent you messages. Some have spoken to you directly. How can everybody be wrong and only you, the Waziri of Adamawa, is right? Please don't listen to the psychopaths that are around you, that are only there to eat your money. I want to advise you, do the honorable thing. You should be a respected father, that every politician should come and ask for advice. It's good you retire when the drum beat still celebrates you. There is a saying that the dog that is destined to be lost in the bush will never hear the hunter's whistle. Don't let that be your fate. From the body language of Nigerians, they don't want you. So you can't force yourself on the people. The politics of inducement, the politics of buying delegates, the politics of paying people. If you bribe people so that you can get the ticket. Do you know that most of the people that have come to take up membership in the ADC are not doing it because of you? They are doing it because they want change. And the symbol of change they see is Mr. Peter Obi. Why don't you be a mentor to him? And thank God that now the Kwankwasia movement with Kwankwaso, they have come in. Can you imagine combining your votes, that of Obi, that of Kwankwaso, and other disgruntled Nigerians that want to see change, even non-voters? I'm telling you, defeating Tinubu will be an easy thing, no matter how much they rig. That will be too difficult, make it too hard for them to rig. But you must do the right thing. You should be a statesman. You cannot be right and every other person wrong. They are calling upon you, advising you, begging you. You see the signs, but you're still refusing. You want to go for which primaries? Go check the history of coalitions around the world. They always have a consensus candidate, especially looking at what is going on now. The APC government is doing everything to frustrate you, and you cannot afford to be divided. Why would you go through a primary when you don't have time? The odds are working against you. You know which party you are working against. You know which person you are working against. Tinubu, who knows nothing but bribery. So if you want to use the same scheme in ADC, how would you overcome? How would you even come out? They are doing everything to squeeze you and silence you. So I plead with you, respectfully. This will be my last advice to you. I plead with you as an elderly man, as a person that claims to love Nigeria. Does it only have to be through you? How many times have you gone for election and lost? What do you have that other Nigerians don't have? What do you have that Obi doesn't have? And if you claim you are in a coalition, why can't you surrender your ambition and say, let me go with the cries of the people? The people want change. And they have seen that in Obi, that change is possible. Throw your weight, bring in your resources, bring in the money. What you desire to see happen in Nigeria, share it with them. At your age, you should be a mentor, an advisor, not a competitor, not someone that is going to be playing with people of 60-something years, when we are even desiring and praying that we should have younger people than even 60-something. I am 70 years old. I'm speaking to you. We want to see a change in our lifetime. We can't continue like this. Atiku, please, 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 give up your ambition. Come up with a consensus candidate now. If you truly want to grab power from a regime that has terrorized the people, do the needful. Lay aside your ambition and go for a consensus candidate. I am telling you, the moment you do that, that day you will see how Nigerians will celebrate you. It will be as if the election is already won. The Waziri of Adamawa, please don't go in for a disgrace. Because this time around, posterity will judge you. The blood of people that are being killed because of insecurity, the people dying because of hunger, where this nation has been torn into pieces because of religious differences, tribal differences, would you allow yourself to be used to further this suffering? Or will you say, I give up my ambition, let the desire of the people win? You do that, Atiku, I will be one of the first to pull out my cap for you. I am not doing this because I support Obi. I'm just a Nigerian that wants to see change. And we have seen a spotlight on this man. Moreover, it's still the turn of the South. In 2023, that's how you stood in there when it was supposed to be for the South. You stood in and split the vote. And that's how you lost. That's how PDP lost. And that's how Labour Party lost. That's how Tinubu came in. Even though we know they stole the election. But I'm saying, let's make it too difficult for them to steal again by doing the right thing now. The Waziri of Adamawa, don't listen to the voice of those few people around you, that clique around you that are convincing you, just go, you are the most viable candidate. To who? They are only concerned about their own belly. They lie to you because of what they want from you. I pray, may God give you the heart to do the right thing. This is not a threat. This is just an advice from somebody that cares about the people and someone who believes you may also mean well for the people. So do what is right now before it is too late. I remain your brother and friend in the fight to see a new Nigeria, and I believe it is still possible.
This video is to the former Vice President, Alhaji Atiku Abubakar. Let me tell you a story. In the land of Atamava, there was a king, and that king believed he knew everything. Nobody dared correct him. In fact, anybody who dared to correct him was sentenced to the gallows. Their heads were immediately chopped off. So the villagers or the community or the kingdom became extremely scared of him. No one dared to correct him. So on this fateful day, in a very, very big feast where all the neighboring kingdoms were invited, a feast was prepared here. And the king of Atamava ate and spilled oil on his garment. And because nobody dared to correct him, to simply go and meet him and tell him that, look, oh, our king, there is oil on your cloth. You have eaten and dropped red oil on your cloth. Because if you correct him, his subjects were scared that if you tell him, you might be sentenced to the gallows, and nobody wants to die prematurely. So a very smart woman in the kingdom decided that she's going to dance to the king, or for the king. And she said she's going to dance, but a mirror should be tied on her back. So they tied a long mirror on her back. And they announced her, oh, noble one, great king, we have a woman that will come and dance for your pleasure, for your entertainment. And the woman came and danced and danced. Then she turned her back, ensuring that the mirror reflects the king. And the king saw himself in the mirror and noticed that while he was eating, he has spilled oil, palm oil, all over his cloth. And nobody told him. And while he was in the banquet where all the kingdoms were gathered, he has betrayed himself, knowing that he doesn't have table manners, and he has eaten and, destroyed his clothes with red oil, and he didn't know. But because of that brave woman who danced with a mirror in front of Atiku, in front of King of Atamava, that he now realized. So right now, Atiku, I am dancing in front of you with a mirror tied to my back. I am dancing so that you see that the people want you to be a father. You have oil. You want, in fact, in your own case, you want to spill oil on your clothes by insisting you want to be the president of Nigeria. Some people are born to be fathers, and some people are born to be king. You were born to be a father. That presidency you are looking for is not meant for you. It's not written that Atiku will become the president of this country. It is written for somebody else. For you, Atiku, it's your destiny to be the father of a nation. Be the father. This small thing where I talk, you know what I'm saying.
This is an open letter to His Excellency Alhaji Atiku Abubakar. Dear sir, I hope you get to see this video, and I hope anybody that sees this video, please, you can help me tag him, push it to him, send it to his sons. Atiku needs to see this video. Sir, a time comes in a man's life where all you'll be asking, all you'll be looking up towards is legacy. What do you want to be remembered for? What do you want to be known for? When you're gone, how do you want the world to remember what the impact you made in life? At the prime age of 79, a blessed age, an age that everybody will want to get to, I think it's a time where I believe you're living for right now, for probably a legacy. And probably that's why you really want to run for presidency, probably to fulfill your lifelong ambition, your lifelong dream of being a president, which is valid. I will never be among the people that want to knock down your ambition and say, oh, you've been contesting. It actually shows a man that has a dream and wants to fulfill that dream, which is a very valid dream. In fact, in a world whereby we see people give up so easily, young people are committing, unaliving themselves because they could not meet a set target. Young people give up from different career paths because they could not meet a set target. You have been consistent from 1993 up until date, seeking for an elusive position to be the president of Nigeria. Many people might talk about what you embody, what have been said about you, what have been rumored about you. I don't want to focus on that. I want to focus on the present and the future, which you, whether we like it or not, hold a delicate part, or we play a delicate role in the advancement of our country, Nigeria. And so I just want to remind you of probably what you're not seeing, or probably what nobody has seen about you as a person. And history and patterns will back up what I'm about to say right now. In 1993, you wanted to become the president of Nigeria, and something happened. Probably you did not meet up to the standards, or you did not reach up to the voting standards, But you did something. You stepped down and allowed MK Abiola become the candidate that led to SDP winning the elections. In 1999, you came back. You won the gubernatorial elections in your state. You stepped down and helped Olusegun Obasanjo achieve his aim to become the president of Nigeria in 1999. And you ran that government with him. You played a vital role also in making sure that Obasanjo's third-term bid or Obasanjo's third-term ambition never came to pass. Many people that know what happened within that period can understand that probably was beginning of your media witch hunt. But you played a vital role. You tried contesting in 2007, it did not work out. You tried in 2011, you stepped down for Jonathan to continue. In 2015, you wanted to contest again as president, but circumstances happened and a Buhari emerged, and you also stepped down. I'm showing a pattern of a man that have sacrificed for other people because he understood at that point in time it was not going to be him. And if you're not paying attention, if you don't understand what I'm trying to say, I'm trying to paint a picture for you to understand that probably in your destiny in life, you were never meant to be the king, but to be a king's maker. And history beckons again. In 2023, you said no, you had to contest. Even when it was obviously that power had to rotate from the north to the south. But you felt that you have stepped down consistently. As I've listed, you wanted to go for a shot. Also, knowing the fact that you were no longer, age was no longer on your side, you had to. And you threw yourself into the ring. And the rest is history. 2027 beckons and you want to step up again at the prime age of 79. An age whereby many people will be expecting that you should just be a real elder statesman, trying to do all you can to make sure that this government that you helped brought to power, the APC government, you do everything to take them out. You still want to contest, which is within your right, and I respect that. But I want to ask you, sir, what do you want to be remembered for? Do you want to be remembered as the man that always tried and never reached or achieved his potential, or a man that created a pathway that turned others to become kings? In my opinion, that is a history that the world will always remember. Nigerians will never forget. I will not be among the people that will come and bully you and tell you that, oh, if you don't step down, let everything scatter. No, Nigeria is more delicate and more important to me than how I feel or my emotions. But and I understand also that you have a delicate role to play in Nigeria fulfilling his ambitions. Never in the history of our country have we witnessed a more brutish, a more useless, a more dictatorial kind of governance like the Tinubu administration. Nigeria is passing through the worst time ever in its history. And to stop this government is a task that every hand must be on deck. And you have a vital role to play, sir. But it must not be a role that must be played with you at the top of the ticket. The yearnings of the Nigerian people do not yearn Atiku. This is the truth. People around you will not tell you this. The yearnings of the Nigerian people yearns for a name that is not Atiku. It doesn't necessarily mean that you're a bad person or a bad candidate. But the job at stake, the job at hand requires someone that is hands-on, not a job of delegation. So I ask you this question from the depth of my heart. Can you be in 4 states in a day in Nigeria? Do you have the power to be in 4 states, be in Adamawa in the morning, be in Enugu by noon, be in Bayelsa by midday, and back to Lagos in the night? Can you do this? Will your body take it consecutively for the next 4 years? That lies the answer to whether you should be at the top of the ticket. Your interview showed that you said, I watched briefly your interview, when you said that you represent the past and the future. And I understand, because truly you represent the past, but also you represent the future because you can actually usher Nigeria into a new dispensation. A dispensation of the people-backed government that you can lead the coalition, but not necessarily being the presidential candidate. History will remember you forever as the man that sacrificed the most, because as I've stated, you sacrificed for MKO, you sacrificed for Obasanjo, you sacrificed for Yaradua, you sacrificed for Jonathan, you sacrificed for Buhari. You can also sacrifice for the man that you brought to national limelight. You're the one that made so many people know Mr. Peter Obi by making me your VP in 2019. If you had made him your VP in 2019, it means that you believe that he can be the president of the country. Nigeria yearns for that man today. It will take you nothing, sir, to form a coalition government, but not necessarily with you at the very top of the ticket. The youths do not yearn for Atiku now. Not because of any of the primordial sentiments they want to call or say. I will not list any of them, but because there is a time for everything. And honestly speaking, sir, this is not the time for Atiku. You might say that you're more popular, as you stated that you're the most popular candidate in the north. It doesn't necessarily translate that you're the most popular candidate in Nigeria. And if the last election is anything to go by, it shows that there's one man that can actually galvanize Nigerian youths, that can actually galvanize the Nigerian people from the north to the south, to the east and the west. And with your backing, you're going to make history as that kingmaker that actually paid the supreme price for Nigeria to reach his goal. And your name will be etched in gold forever. That for me is a greater legacy than anything you think you can do in Aso Rock. I hope you get this message, sir. And I hope you don't hear the noise of the people that will come out or call you names or say things about you or will trigger you or say anything. No, this is deeply from a Nigerian that respects you and understand that to take Tinubu out of power is not a job that can be done with a one-man army. And that's exactly why you guys are in the coalition in the first place. Please, sir, let the product of this coalition be one that history will remember that you played a vital role, not necessarily at the top of the ticket.
Good day to our viewers all over the world and welcome back to Local Journal. Dear President Atiku, you're listening to everything Nigerians are saying. Nigerians are not saying that you are not qualified or you are not supposed or you don't have what it takes to rule or to become the president. But this time, it is not the turn of the North yet, and all we need you to do is to support Peter Obi to become the president. He has promised to rule just for 4 years, which is single tenure, and he will return back power to the North. And this is what you should be doing at this point, because in 2023 you spoiled everything. You played a spoiler in 2023, and here we are today, and this is one of the reasons why we are facing what we are facing today. Buhari destroyed this country, and the current administration are not doing any better than the previous administration. So the APC is taking us from frying pan to fire, and if probably we had changed it in 2023, we will not be here again. So Nigerians are appealing to you to step down and throw your full support for Peter Obi, so that we can get a taste of what this man wants to bring to Nigeria, and so that we can probably maybe get the Nigeria we envisage and we want. That is all we are asking. If power is zoned, or when is the time of the North, then Nigerians or the Southerners as well can support you. This is not too big to us. Listen to the plea of Nigeria and God. Listen to the plea of Nigerians and God will bless you. This is my honest advice to you. Drop what you think about this in the comment section, and if today is your first time to visit our channel, please kindly like, share and subscribe to our channel.